All right, guys. I'm going to make a quick video of the trade that I took because a lot of people asked me how I took it, why I took it, what was the idea behind it. So wait, let me show you the execution. This was the execution. I entered here, took partials along the way, and then I entered here, and then took partials along the way again, all the way to London High, but I got out early. Anyways, so let's remove these because it's just I don't want to look at it. Let's remove everything else. So going into the day, let me bring it back around up until here. Right. Going into the day on the hourly chart, I saw this. Right. I saw that we took support on this hourly fair value gap over here, made an SMT, went down, almost made another gap over here. Then I went to the daily chart. The daily chart had a gap over here. This one. Let me mark it out. Let me make it gray. And then on top of that, we had a fair value gap. This is the whole fair value gap. I will make it orange. So we are in a fair value gap. In this gap over here. Plus, we took out previous month low over here. When we took out previous month low, there is no other objective. We took out a previous month low inside of a high probability fair value gap. We took our previous week low. We took our previous day low. Nothing else is left to take. London low is also taken. London low was targeted about here. See? So when I'm looking at this, I'm like, okay, this is a high probability gap which can be used to go down to take out the previous month low, which is exactly what happened. And then we can come back, take out these stacked highs over here and these stacked highs over here. Let's go down to 5 minute. And then on a 5 minute, it becomes more clear that we have so many highs stacked together over here. Let's go down to 1 minute. So when the market opened, I entered right about here, this area when it tapped it. And then I took partials all the way here. Last partial was here. And then I re-entered on this place. See, this rejection over here goes back up. Now at this point I'm thinking, okay, we have our first presented fair value gap here. We did not tap into it. First presented fair value gap. So that is my first actual target where I want to take another partial. Let me mark it as red. And then this high that made this swing down can also be another partial area. While learning from Zusi, we also learned that whenever there is a support taken from a fair value gap and then that fair value gap is inverse, that's a Zusi market structure shift. Is a high probability change in state of delivery. So next we see we took support in this fair value gap and went up, crossed this area, and finally here, and we inversed it. This is our market structure shift. MSS. Let me go down to a 15-second chart to show you why it's a market structure shift. We made a low, we made a high, we made a lower high, making this a mitigation block which acts as support later. But we don't really go down to a 15-minute, but this is just, you see, through discretion. We closed above, and if you want to see an inversion fair value gap, you could have entered right about here, right? Putting your stop below here and then targeting these equal highs. Easy target. That's it. 200 points. That's like $4,000 on a one micro, on a one mini. Now I entered here, right? I entered here and then I re-entered about here. I moved my stop. So because I entered here, I moved my stop here when we closed above, and then when we take out, this was my first partial, and then my second partial was right after that here next to the London. Why? Because sometimes when we go down, we come back to a point like this London low, and we can take support and rush back. So that was my second partial. And then my third obvious partial was this unmitigated fair value gap, because we can also see some sort of rejection from this fair value gap, which is not good. And I took a partial here as well. Now the next obvious partial would be this place. This was my fourth partial. I entered with 5 contracts, and last of them I wanted to take about here, but I actually exited in this place. So this was my TP, because I had to go somewhere, so I just took it out. And after like 2 more minutes, we took out London high, and that was the whole idea. I mean, come on, it doesn't get easier than that. This was the trade of the month. You can clearly see we have obvious strong liquidity here, previous month low and all that. Let me move forward. Yeah, we may actually made this fair value gap, and in the next hour we inversed it. So let's look at it, because I didn't look at the charts after that. Let's go to the 1 minute chart. So at 11 a.m., this is 11, this one here. This is 10 a.m. candle that got closed. This is our hourly fair value gap. Let's go down to 5 minute and 1 minute. Okay, we come back in this fair value gap. Obviously it's a target where we can again look for longs. During lunch hours we come back here, make a low, go back up, consolidate, and make another low by taking out this guy over here. Now why here? You can see we have a big down here. This is a low, a high, a lower low, a higher high. This is a breaker block. So this makes it a high probability area where the price can come back. Let me make this green. Let's make it green. We took out this low inside of this breaker. We made an inversion fair value gap here. This is the easiest trade you could have taken at 11:30. And look at this. Oh my god. Perfect. Targeting the nearest high. Even this, whichever, whatever is your RR. Oh, look at this. We finished it in 25 minutes here. So yeah, 2 amazing trade opportunities, 1 and 2. Even this one, if you had taken it, I entered earlier on this trade. So my trade idea was this. Let me show you. I saw that we crossed this area. We made a black candle here, and we went up. Made this was a low and this was a high. This was a lower low, which made it structure shift. And I entered about here somewhere. Let me see, where did I enter? I have to go to 1 minute, I think, for it to show me. Oh, I have to finish this background. Leave. Yeah, about here. So I entered here at this point, and on a 15-second chart, let me show you. See, I told you. Look at this. So when we made this one, I just entered. I knew that it was gonna happen, and then I was confirmed that when this happened, I was like, okay, we can easily target it. My first partial was very quick, this one, because I entered more contracts over there, and then I started taking partials here again. So that was the whole idea of the trade, and I entered here again, and then that's how I took out these, which is beautiful. I love it. See you guys again in the next trade breakdown if someone requests it, but I'll keep posting, of course. Thank you.